So yes, Samriddhi, please tell us about yourself.
My name is Samridhi Talwar. I'm from Delhi. I did my schooling from Mount Carmel School, Anand Niketan, and I completed my schooling in 2017. Thereafter, I had pursued my BBA LLB from University School of Law and Legal Studies, which is the main campus for the Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. I completed my LLB in 2022, and ever since then, I have been preparing for judiciary.
Okay. So, Samriddhi, uh, what other exams you have given?
Ma'am, the first exam I gave was Chhattisgarh in 2023. Thereafter, I also gave Himachal Pradesh in 2023 July. I could not qualify both. Thereafter, I gave the Delhi exam and I also gave the Rajasthan Judicial Services exam in 2024, which I have qualified.
That means you are selected candidates in Rajasthan Judiciary.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the reason that you want to do Delhi, want to join Delhi Judiciary? And अगर आप join करते हो Delhi Judicial Services, so that means you are vacating one seat, which could have been given to somebody else.
Ma'am, the reason for appearing for Delhi Judicial Services is that Delhi was always my main aim. I am from Delhi. And I have a community here, and I also am an only child. I believe it will not be fair for me to ask my parents when it is my duty to be there for them. That they move altogether. They have their jobs and they have their lives here. And secondly, ma'am, since I am from Delhi, I believe this place has had a lot to give to me in making me the person that I am. And if I am given the opportunity, I would like to give back to this place which has had a role to play in who I am. Yes, ma'am.
What was the reason you wanted to do judiciary?
Ma'am, it was my dream to be a judge, and this dream got fortified when I interned with an additional district judge in the Tis Hazari Court in Delhi. It is there that I saw the role of a judge and how it's actually practiced, and how a judge actually upholds justice by applying the rule of law. And this is where I felt that. And a judge sees an impact right in front of their eyes. So this is, I believe, a satisfaction that I would really enjoy in my job. And secondly, ma'am, the role of a judge, I believe, is also a very dynamic role because law evolves with the society. So I believe there'll always be more room to learn and more room to grow, which I think is very exciting to me.
Okay. What research paper you have done?
Ma'am, I have written articles. I have not per se done a research paper. I have written articles on fake news. I have written articles on space law, and have also written a few articles on impact of AI with the respect to right to privacy.
Can you tell me about the impact of AI on
Yes, ma'am.
privacy? Hmm.
Sorry. Yes, ma'am. So, artificial intelligence has a major impact on right to privacy in regards to the Puttaswamy judgment, which made right to privacy a fundamental right. So, there are various aspects of AI which presently are not monitored, which must, for example, AI causes racial profiling or other profilings, such as there was the Google's AI software that caused an issue where the results of the whenever somebody was typing something, a question, the results were shown to be racially inaccurate. So there is an issue of racial profiling. Also, the collection of the data that AI does, because AI is trained on the data that users feed to it. So how AI is storing that data and how is that data processed is a question that also impacts right to privacy, ma'am.
Don't you think, if we see the contemporary situation, uh, modernization and development is necessary, where AI is playing a major role? So कहीं ना कहीं हम privacy rights को तो वायलेट कर ही सकते हैं कुछ जगहों पे, जहाँ पर नेशनल सिक्योरिटी की बात है, जहाँ पर लार्जर सिक्योरिटी की बात है. तो डोंट यू थिंक कहीं पर हम इस चीज को बेटर तरीके से ओवररूल कर भी सकते हैं?
Yes, of course, ma'am. The Puttaswamy judgment itself gave a test of proportionality for the right to privacy. If a right to privacy is being impacted or is being violated, the act must fulfill the test of proportionality. So yes, ma'am. Of course, in aspects of national security, or even if the practice satisfies the test of proportionality, yes, right to privacy can be hampered.
Like you have worked on space law, can you please describe what is Moon Treaty?
Yes, sir. The Moon Agreement is an agreement that is one of the five space laws that exist. It is based on the principle of common heritage of mankind and states that every state who's a party, whatever research they do shall be shared by all other states. The data shall be shared by all other states, and there can be no national appropriation on the moon.
And what are the current guidelines with respect to remote sensing?
So I'm sorry, sir. I've
Yes.
not read upon it. I'll read upon it.
Okay, sure. You have worked on fake news. Recently, fake news was in lot of like controversy with respect to certain bill or law in the year 2024. So, what was it?
So I'm sorry. I can't recall it right now. I apologize.
Okay. Um, ठीक है. Since you have qualified Rajasthan Judicial Services, a very congratulations to you. But when you appeared in interview, there might be a possibility that you might not be able to answer all the questions which have been asked in that interview by the panelist. Can you recall the questions that were asked and you could not answer?
Yes, sir. One of the questions was the on the grounds of bail that for which Arvind Kejriwal was granted bail because he was granted bail recently. Another question was the genesis of the concept or the statement that bail is the rule and jail is the exception. Genesis of that. These are the two I can.
Okay. Are you able to answer these questions now?
Yes, sir.
Then please.
So, as regards to grounds of bail for Arvind Kejriwal, it was that his arrest was not his arrest, sorry, was not required anymore because he also had as a right to life and personal liberty, which must be upheld over and above because there was no ED was not able to explain why his arrest was as such required. So he was set at liberty. And the second is the genesis of the statement is by justice was given. The statement was given by Honorable Justice Krishna Iyer in the case of State of Rajasthan versus Balachandra.
Okay. Uh, Coming to bail, recently the Supreme Court gave a very landmark judgment, that is Satyendra Kumar Antal.
Yes, sir.
So, with respect to Satyendra Kumar Antal, there's a procedure that has been followed throughout these years with respect to Section 41A of CRPC. Can you please elaborate what is the procedure with respect to Section 41A?
Yes, sir. So, Section 41A of the CRPC provides that if any person is required to be arrested under Section 41, Clause 1, and the police officer who is in charge of the arrest finds that such a person need not be arrested, then the police officer, instead of directly arresting such a person, can give a notice to such a person for production. And such a person, whenever he is required by the police officer or the court, is bound to appear. If such a person does not appear when he's called for a production, then he can be rearrested.
Okay. And how is it related to a ground for bail?
So it is related to a ground of bail because the Supreme Court had said in the case of Satinder Kumar Antil that not in every case one must be arrested, and if this procedure is also not followed, Section 41A is not resorted to. It hampers the right to life and personal liberty of a person who is so arrested. So that is why it can be a ground of bail if this procedure is not duly followed.
And what are things have to be followed then in sending a notice under Section 41A? That was also stated in Satyendra Kumar Antal.
So may I take a moment?
Yeah, sure.
So I can't recall the exact, but if you'll allow me, I'll take a guess.
Okay.
In the notice, it must be stated what are the offences against such a person, when all must such a person be required to be produced, and other directions can also be given, such as such a person must not evade the jurisdiction of the court. I am not very sure, but I these are the few that I can
These are the
think of.
highly anticipated guests. Okay, fine. Um, Coming to uh, the subjects which you have read, like, are you thorough with any of the subjects? Like, very well read.
So I've prepared all my subjects to the best of my capabilities, sir.
Okay. Um, ठीक है. Coming to Code of Civil Procedure, whenever an application for amendment of pleading is filed, what is the remedy which is available if that application gets rejected?
Sir, an application for amendment of pleading, if it is rejected, so may I take a moment, please?
Yes, sure.
So I'm not sure. I apologize. I can't recall right now.
No issues. Samriddhi, you hail from Delhi.
Yes.
So, what if there is an urgent case of nuisance? Who can issue uh, an order under Section 144?
Sir, the district magistrate or the subdivisional magistrate or an executive magistrate specially empowered by the state government can issue such an order.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Samriddhi, who is the highest police officer in the Delhi? Highest rank of the police officer?
So I'm not sure. I apologize.
Okay, no issues. Um, Coming to, have you read Bharati Nagrik Suraksha Samhita or any of the new criminal laws?
So I have not thoroughly read them, but I'm aware of the provisions. I've had an overview.
Okay. They have introduced a new punishment. What is it?
Sir, it is a community service in the
What is the
Indian.
meaning of community service?
So community service refers to doing certain acts. They are not per se defined, but doing certain acts that will be for the welfare of the community at large. And such a person it's a form of a reformative theory of punishment, where such a person can do such acts for a particular number of hours as directed by the court, and can be closer to the community while serving a sentence.
Samriddhi, my last questions to you. First question is, um, any of the punishments, any of the offenses where community service has been prescribed as a punishment? My second question is, where community service has been defined?
Sir, I'm not sure of the second question where it has been defined. I'm not very certain about that. I know it's been mentioned in the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, but I don't know. Certain offenses include petty theft. It also includes where a person attempts to commit suicide in order to induce a public servant to do a certain act. These are the two I can recall, sir.
First one was
Petty theft.
petty
Offenses
theft.
of petty theft.
What is petty theft?
So petty theft, although I'm not aware of the exact definition, but it is theft which is done where the subject matter of the property of theft is less than a particular amount.
From my side.
तो ये बताओ, what is commission?
Ma'am, sorry,
Commission under CPC.
Yes, ma'am. Commission is a part of Section 75 of the CPC. It is essentially an officer of the court who is directed to do a particular action, which can include to make a local inspection, to conduct examination of a person, of witness, or to do a certain scientific or a ministerial task, etc. It is governed under Order 26. So,
Can commission be issued against court? And if yes, under what circumstances?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I did not understand the question.
Can commission be issued against another court? If yes, under what circumstances?
Ma'am, I'm not sure. I apologize.
So what do you understand by indigent person?
Ma'am, indigent person is a person who does not have sufficient means to pay the court fee. This is dealt with under Order 33 for filing of suits and Order 44 for filing of appeals.
And where the appeal is made?
Ma'am, Order 44 to the appellate court.
Okay. Revision CRPC में कैसे किया जाता है?
Sorry, ma'am?
Revision under CRPC कैसे किया जाता है?
Ma'am, revision under the CRPC is dealt with, the powers of the court to revise are dealt with under Section 401 for the High Court. Revision is done by the court can call for records of a court in case of an illegality or impropriety of a judgment of a lower court. It can be done by an application of the party, or the court can also do so suo motu.
What another remedy does the party have if the person is not satisfied with the revision का जो order आया है, जो judgment आया है?
Ma'am, if a person is not satisfied with the revision, then Ma'am, I don't think he has the remedy of appeal, and he can also not file a revision under a higher court. So I don't think I think if it's a legal question, then he can approach the High Court or the Supreme Court, the High Court under Article 226 if a right is being infringed. But I don't think any other remedy is provided for.
He cannot go to the same court.
I don't think so, ma'am. I apologize.
Okay. What do you understand by social order under Constitution?
Ma'am, social order under the Constitution, it's provided under Article 38 of the Constitution, where the state secures social order. Although I'm not aware of the exact definition, but in general terms, it means maintaining an equality in the social structures and giving equal opportunity to everybody in the society.
Where do you find an article where recruitment of subordinate judiciary class 2 officers is done?
Ma'am, I believe it's somewhere near Article 361. I'm not 100% certain, but it's somewhere close to that.
Are you sure it's given under Article 361?
No, ma'am, I'm not certain. I apologize.
Where's the short title of Constitution given?
Article 391.
What does it say?
Ma'am, it says that this Constitution of India shall be called the Constitution.
Okay.
Not verbatim, but that is what it means.
Okay, so we'll end your interview here, Samridhi. We'll start with the feedback. Chinmay.
समृद्धि थोड़ा सा पेस के ऊपर काम करना, लाइक इट वाज लाइक टू फास्ट एट टाइम्स, तो लाइक इट shows that कि you are well read, but it might be a problem for a panelist to grasp whatsoever you are stating. First thing. Second thing, what I felt कि आपको लॉ आता है and that was good enough कि आपको RJs के questions याद थे, because this is something which happens in SSB also, कि अगर आपके प्रीवियस SSB में कोई क्वेश्चन था जो आपसे नहीं बना तो बताइए, तो इट हैपेंस इन SSB ऑल्सो, तो ठीक है। रही बात सत्येंद्र कुमार आंटिल एंड बेल के रिस्पेक्ट में, टू गो थ्रू इट वंस, ठीक है, बेल
Yes.
के रिस्पेक्ट में एक बार आप प्रोविजंस देख लीजिएगा, एंड बीएनएस के रिस्पेक्ट में आपकी कम्युनिटी सर्विस बीएनएसएस में डिफाइंड है, ठीक
Okay.
है, इट इज नॉट डिफाइंड इन बीएनएसएस कि कम्युनिटी सर्विस क्या होगा, बट बीएनएसएस में डिफाइंड है, ठीक है। एंड अदर क्वेश्चन मैंने क्या पूछा था आपसे, हाँ, बेल के रिस्पेक्ट में, तो बेल के रिस्पेक्ट में मैंने सेक्शन 41A जो आपसे पूछा था, तो सत्येंद्र कुमार आंटिल के जजमेंट में बेल के रिस्पेक्ट में बोला गया था कि जो चीज़ें आपको वहाँ पे केस डायरी मेंशन करनी है, वहाँ पे आपको सीरियल नंबर ऑफ द केस भी मेंशन करना है, तो
Okay.
इफ दिस थिंग इज नॉट प्रोवाइडेड, देन इन दिल्ली इट इज अ प्रैक्टिस कि आप वहाँ पे इंटरिम एंटिसिपेटरी बेल ले सकते हो, ये
Understood.
दिल्ली फरीदाबाद इस एरिया में होता है,
All right,
लाइक
sir.
तो आपके पास इंटरिम एंटिसिपेटरी बेल का एक प्रोविजन अवेलेबल रहेगा, वन
Okay,
थिंग। सेकेंड थिंग, दिल्ली में कमिश्नरेट प्रणाली फॉलो की जाती है, तो देयरफॉर जो आपके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की पावर्स एंड लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को लेके वो कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस के पास है, एंड
Okay.
अंडर सेक्शन 144 इट इज नॉट द कमिश्नर, इट इज नॉट द डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैजिस्ट्रेट, rather it will be the commissioner of police who will issue an order. Similarly, जो आपके section 107, 108, 109 वाले bond होते हैं, they won't be like executed by the uh, district magistrate or executive magistrate, rather it will be the commissioner,
All
ठीक
right,
है,
sir.
ACP वगैरह उसमें करते हैं, तो आई थिंक बॉन्ड्स वगैरह ACP करवाते हैं, एंड 144 कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस, जो कि अब सेक्शन 163 है, तो उसको भी एक बार देख लीजिएगा, ठीक है,
जी,
क्योंकि जब आप एग्जीक्यूटिव मैजिस्ट्रेट का प्रोविजन पढ़ते हैं, उसका लास्ट सबसेक्शन यही कहता है कि द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट कैन कन्फर द पावर ऑफ अ डिस्ट्रिक्ट मैजिस्ट्रेट अपॉन द कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस,
all
ठीक
right,
है,
sir. All right.
बाकी एवरीथिंग वाज गुड, ठीक है, अच्छा इंटरव्यू।
Thank you, sir.
है समृद्धि। सो मोस्टली जो चिन्मय सर ने आपको बताया है कि एक तो अपना पेस थोड़ा सा स्लो रखो, बाकी सारी चीजें सही हैं, यू आर पोलाइट, और आंसर्स मोस्टली सही थे। कुछ कुछ जगहों पे यू नीड टू ब्रश अप अगेन,
Yes.
रिवीजन का अपील हो
Hmm.
सकता है या नहीं हो सकता है, कहाँ हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, तो उसके बारे में पढ़ लेना, ठीक है। इसके अलावा मोस्टली तो यार जो क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे बेसिक क्वेश्चंस ही थे, आपसे वहां पर बेसिक क्वेश्चंस ही पूछे जाएंगे। थोड़े हमने टेक्निकल क्वेश्चंस पूछे थे, बट उतना टेक्निकल यूजुअली पूछा नहीं जाता है, बट स्टिल बी प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर इट।
Yes,
अभी जितना समय है, अभी मोस्टली जो आपके प्रोसीजरल लॉ है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, इन सबको अच्छे से पढ़कर जाना, क्योंकि मोस्टली वो वहां पर वही पूछते हैं,
जी
यही
मैम,
सब्जेक्ट्स पूछते हैं।
जी मैम,
ठीक है, तो बस थोड़ा सा अपने पेस को स्लो करो और थोड़े से आंसर्स को ना शॉर्ट करो, बहुत लेंथी आंसर दे दो,
जी मैम, ठीक है मैम,
है ना।
understood.
बाकी सारी चीजें सही है।
ठीक है
ठीक
मैम,
है,
ठीक है।
कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछना है?
Yeah, ma'am, procedural law के लिए what can I do to brush up? Because since the date is not very certain, so I don't know how much time can I devote. So yeah, can I do something? I'm doing the BERAT and I'm also doing my notes, whatever notes I had. तो उसके अलावा क्या कुछ और मैं कर सकती हूँ?
You can do one thing, जो अभी लाइव लॉ का कंपेंडियम आया है, with respect to 2024 judgments, go through
Yes,
them
sir.
once,
All right.
because that will certainly help you कि अगर कोई अच्छा जजमेंट होता है तो वो आप देखोगे तो उसमें आपको पूरी क्रोनोलॉजी मिलेगी लैंडमार्क जजमेंट्स की। जैसे इन 2023 सुखपाल से 22 सुखपाल सिंह खैरा का जजमेंट आया, तो उसने एडिशनल प्रोसिक्यूशन के रिस्पेक्ट में पूरी क्रोनोलॉजी बताई जो इंडिया में चल रही थी। तो दैट विल हेल्प यू। वहां से आपको ना किसी भी प्रोविजन के रिस्पेक्ट में प्रोसीजर पता पड़ जाएगा, एंड दे विल आस्क क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम प्रोसीजर लॉ विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू करंट अपडेट्स। एकदम नहीं जाएगा, ठीक है। जो ये चीजें रहती है वो यूजुअली करंट अपडेट्स से रिस्पेक्ट में होती है, ठीक है।
जी सर, अंडरस्टूड।
तो अपने नोट्स को ही रिवाइज करते रहो, बेरिट को पढ़ते रहो जितना हो सके। तो मोस्टली जो क्वेश्चंस है ना वो इंडेक्स बेस्ड ही होंगे, बस उसमें वो घुमा फिरा के कॉन्सेप्ट लगा के क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे।
ठीक है मैम,
ठीक है,
ठीक है।
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अच्छे से पढ़ लेना, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बहुत ज्यादा पूछते हैं इंटरव्यू में।
जी मैम,
ठीक है,
यस,
चलो,
एंड वन मोर
ओके।
थिंग, बी रेडी
हाँ,
कि आपसे हो सकता है हिंदी में पूरा इंटरव्यू चले,
ठीक है सर, वो
बिकॉज हाँ, कि दे माइट फील कि यू आर अफ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश, तो दे कैन ग्रिल यू इन हिंदी ऑल्सो।
yes, sir. My practice, I practice that whatever language the question is asked, I respond in that language. I try to do that. So if that's okay, right?
या
ठीक है समृद्धि।